This is the VK-1 from VKTR Industries. So if you've heard of them as VKTR, that also might stand out to you. This is an 11.5-inch piston-driven AR-15 style pistol. Full disclosure, they sent this to me for evaluation and media production. Super grateful for that. Thank you guys so much. Now let's get into the features of this. This is a really feature-rich pistol. For me, it works out perfect for homestead defense, and I think you'll understand why by the time I'm done explaining everything to you here. First things, right out of the gate, it has fully ambidextrous controls. So you've got a ambi safety selector, obviously a mag release on this side. You also have one on this side now. And then obviously your normal bolt catch and release are here, but on the right-handed side, there's also a bolt release. Super handy, not gonna lie. I love ambi stuff. I have short fingers. God, grab my hands from the girls' bin. I all the time hit my safety selector with my index finger on my right hand to put it back on safe because I cannot reach it with my thumb, which would be awkward to show you, but regardless. So as I mentioned, this is a piston system. It does use a buffer still. It has a low profile piston, like a gas block and piston system in there. It is low profile and lightweight. Total weight came in at 7 pounds, 12 ounces, including the wrapped suppressor. So literally everything you see right here is exactly what came to that weight. It comes from VKTR with 2 PMags, which I do not have on me at the moment, but that's okay. And the rest of this stuff I put on myself. So we'll start from the front. This is a Tyon Dragoon 762 CQB suppressor with a burn-proof gear wrap on it. Awesome lightweight suppressor. It is a 30 cal suppressor, so sort of multi-use, works great on ARs, and did an awesome job of suppressing spicy 5.56 when I was on the range. Yes, I've shot this already. Next, I have a Holosun Raid light, and the Raid is a rifle light, super easy to mount. I have a couple little cable management doodads there, whatever you want to call those, M-lock cable things. And then I also have a remote on it. Something I love about the Raid that I think you can see there is that it also has a switch on the back of it. So you can run a remote switch, and then you can also run a button switch if your remote fails for some reason. Next, I have an AEMS Pro from Holosun as well. Holosun did send me both of these for this pistol, again, for content. AEMS Pro is an awesome holographic sight. Pretty much looks like your holographic red dot that you played Call of Duty with for years and years and years. It does have lens covers, so if I get mud or something on it and I do need to shoot quickly, I can pop those off to clear the lens and then keep going. Just to show you what that looks like in case you're not familiar with the Pro, they just flick right down like that. And then voila, your lenses are, well, there's basically a second set of lenses. One other thing to note is that it does come with a Radian Raptor LT charging handle, which is actually the first Radian charging handle I have played with. Gotta say, I love it. It works extremely good. All that being said, I had this on the range already. It performed awesome. Now, VKTR told me there would be no break-in period, and that was exactly correct. They also almost begged me in the best of ways to run it suppressed so that I'll have the best experience and it will run really nicely. I assure you, it ran awesome suppressed. It actually ran so nicely, I did not even take the suppressor off because, let's be honest, who wants to hear a really loud 11.5-inch pistol? The most interesting thing I found from range day, though, was that they told me it was going to like heavier ammo. That's what the manual says, like 62 grain and higher, basically. My groups, which you'll see momentarily in this video, were definitely better at 55 grain, which is cool because I have a lot more 55 grain and it's also easier to get and cheaper. So just to give you a bit of a teaser, I shot some 62 grain Hornady Black. I shot a lot of 55 grain 223. I shot a few of the wonderful green tips. They did shoot really well, I'll be honest. And what I shot the most of is 55 grain VMAX from Precision 1, which I keep loaded in a 10 rounder where I keep this rifle, where I keep this pistol staged for homestead defense. These VMAX rounds are awesome, super spicy, good little expanding bullet, and like basically no recoil. Work well for coyotes and any other varmint similar type things that you might come up against, and probably good enough to take down a deer as well if that ever needed to happen. So let's go over to the range. You're going to see my first shots with this. I put about 100 rounds through it total. I'm not going to do a lot of talking, just going to shoot a bit, show you guys the groups and keep shooting. And then I just had a little bit of fun with it at the end, and then we'll zoom right back here and I'll give you my final thoughts. slightly high and right at 25 yards. That's awesome. Those are my first 3, those are my second 3, and those are my last 4, because I shot 10 total rounds. As you can see, that's basically spot on at 25, and I'll adjust it just a hair more, I'll shoot some more, and then we'll try some different ammo and shoot some other stuff. All right, 10 more 55 grain FMJs. As you can see, another 10 grouped right in there. I could have it come down just a hair further, but I'm not really worried about that because it's a 25-yard zero, so high is certainly better than low at that distance. I can't believe how nicely this is shooting straight out of the box. Granted, I know it's only 25 yards and those groups are nothing special for 25 yards, but I just love when you can get a rifle, pistol in this case, open the box, slap a suppressor on it, put a holographic sight on it, and just start shooting it. All right, note for myself, I have 10 rounds of Hornady Black 62 grain in here, which is what Victor says likely this will run well. .62 grain green tips. Interested to see how these shoot. I'll probably just shoot 5 of these very expensive little buggers, but just kind of want an idea of what this gun does with them. Oh, there's a nice group down there. I'll show you that in a second. 62 grain Hornady Black, 10 shots here. I don't really love that, but I'm shooting off a tripod, but I'm not technically like rested in the sense of I could be more stable. 5 shots of green tip down here. Those 2 are touching, those 2 are inside my bullseye, and then I had 1 little flyer down there. None of these are performing bad, although the blacks are definitely the worst performing of the bunch so far. I'm gonna shoot some VMAX at that now, because VMAX is gonna be my defensive load, and I'm most interested to see how that's gonna run. 55 grain VMAX, 10 rounds in here. Okay, 55 grain VMAX, looking fantastic. I shot that string a little bit more quickly, 2 groups of 5. I wasn't holding and leveling off as much as I did for these. I'm really happy with that group. As I mentioned, that'll be my homestead defensive load, at least for the moment, and shoots really good. we're back. All right, final thoughts. This pistol is awesome. I have nothing but praise for this. As you saw, it ran perfectly. The AEMS Pro basically was almost on as soon as I put it on paper at 25 yards, a few adjustments, and it was shooting fantastic groups. You could see I was supported, but I wasn't entirely like locked into a like a tripod via ARCA or something. I actually meant to put my ARCA rail on the M-lock on the bottom, and I totally forgot before I got to the range. Thankfully, I had my cradle with me, and I just used that. So I'm really pleased with those groups. I will do more testing on this. Of course, the idea is that I take it to further distances and see what it can do out to 100. On my property here, it's so thick and choked up, beyond 100 would be basically impossible shot. And so there's like, I wouldn't have it basically. So 100 is gonna be fine. I wanna see what it does. There is a slight possibility I get a magnifier for that, but I think very likely at 100 yards, I should have no problem stacking up bullets to that holographic sight pretty well. This ran flawlessly. I really liked the performance. I did not think it was aggressively loud, even though it's shorter, and I have a 30 cal can on it. Also excited to do some night shooting to put this Holosun Raid to good use, and you can look for a standalone video on that as well once I have done that. Please drop your comments below. Let me know if you have played with one of these Victor pistols or anything else that they make. I'd be curious to hear your thoughts. Please like this video if you have not, and subscribe to my channel. It's how I know that you guys actually value the things that I produce, so I can make more of them for you. Thank you.